What's up, you all? Hey, what's up, everyone? Um, Thank you for riding with me. I just went to an awesome Christmas concert. It was very good. Me and the other half went, and it was extremely good. So he went ahead because actually he's cooking today, which is great. So I don't have to cook or get food today. But I actually have to get a few gifts. So I have to drop by a couple of stores, Michael's and stuff, to get some um, gift certificates. And that's what I'm doing for this Christmas. I'm not really doing a lot of heavy shopping. I'm actually going to do a trip for me and the other half. And then, I'm going to get my father something. But yeah, I'm not doing a whole lot of major shopping, y'all. So you all, ooh, this cup. So I hear that there are a lot of unfortunate things happening. I am hearing that people's channels are being flagged. I heard that that happened to Bree, and of course, I don't relish in that kind of stuff because it hurts the sector in a whole. Um, Whether we like each other or not, we're all part of a group, and I think it hurts the group in a whole. I think people have a right to talk about what they want to talk about, and either you like it or you don't. So I heard that there's been a lot of flagging and things like this. So I am just getting out the service, but I heard that's what was going on. I'm really not privy to a lot of things that are happening. Demas O, you know what's going on? Demas O, can you catch me up? I am really just getting back. Let me tell you again, somebody emailed me and they said, Pastor, be careful because they are flagging and they are trying to strike people's pages. So that's what the people have emailed me. And so that's what I've heard. So I'm gonna drop the link. Demas, oh, you got any insight on this? I don't. But I heard they're doing a whole lot. You was live yourself? Okay then. Yeah, because I somebody actually sent me that, and I said thank you for the heads up. Thank you for letting me know, because I didn't know that that's what people were doing. So yeah, that's kind of deep, you all. That's kind of deep. So yeah, gotta be careful. Now, are you gonna be in your lane, or what you doing? Because maybe you getting a little too close to the edge. Oh, fix it, Jesus, fix it. Y'all, I'm trying to just keep it very zen and calm, even when the driving is not always stellar. I'm just trying to, and I could have easily blew my horn or yelled. I'm just trying to keep it real zen. I think this is Demas. Oh, give me a minute, Demas. Oh, let me put this banner up real quick. Oh, that was Ness. Okay, that was Ness. Okay. Well, like I said, I really don't. And can I say this, Ness? If that was you, really you, because I don't know if that is you or not. I don't know if that were you. It was you. If you know, but I don't really have an issue with you. I just, sometimes you just got to pull back. But anyway, let me see who that is. That could be her. I don't know if that's Miss O or Ness. Let me see. Give me a minute, you all. Yeah, is this Ness?
Yeah, it's me.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Is this Ness?
Yeah, can you
Hello?
hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. How
Oh,
are you doing?
yeah, no, I dropped because I thought Demon Soul was coming up and y'all had like a conversation, so that's why I
No,
didn't
no, no, no,
stay.
no, no. I'm just hearing that people's channels are being flagged and struck. Somebody had hit me up to say, be careful because they're actually trying to flag or strike people's channels. So I heard that. And I think it's unfortunate because again, even though I may not agree with content creators and we may even have beef at that time, I just think that it's real weak to strike people's channels and do that. And I tell people the only reason I strike your channel if you put somebody who doesn't have anything to do with it in it, and I will flag or strike. But because you don't like me or you said something, I don't do that. So
Well, I will say this, Jay Wilson, it's a dirty game. And, a lot of people fall victim to false flags, false strikes, and it's just a dirty game that has been introduced. I do not think that you would be somebody that would be affected because you don't really deal in those spaces like that. You know what I
no, I
mean?
don't.
It's like, yeah, so I don't really think that's going to be something that you would have to worry about, but at the same time, I'm just really taking note that these days this is it's war out here, unfortunately, and that's why I want to separate myself and the reason why I clicked the link is because I wanted to ask you, why did you think that I was referring to you in my commentary when I was talking about the people that be talking shit and they be watching me and all that. And I even said in my commentary, that's why I'm happy with watching Jay Wilson. I literally said that in that same live that you went live saying how you ain't gonna deal with Ness and all this. I'm like, why is he doing that? Like that
Well, man, you know
commentary didn't have
what?
anything to do with you.
You know what? And I could have. I mean, I could have looked at it, but Ness, I let me be honest. I'm pretty much like you. I don't have time. And I'm not saying you could, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can admit it. And maybe I didn't look at it enough or look at it more into it.
You were
But
wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, well, I can admit that. But sometimes I hear stuff and I'm like, I'm out. So you may have said some things that I missed, but I am like you to the space where I'm, I don't tolerate foolishness anymore. I'm about my comedy. I'm about having a light roasting gag. I'm not with no dark mess. I'm not with this foolishness. I'm not uh, trying to prove something to people, or I'm gonna be messy like I am. But I just don't have time for the other stuff. Like, Brian thought I was mad at him, but you full of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call it out, and hey, and if you say that you sold your time for $200, I'm gonna talk about it.
Wait, what do you mean sold his time? What does that mean?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No, hear about
You didn't hear
what
about
happened?
that? Brian went on a date with this nurse from Van Top Hospital on West Mount Houston. Wait, West Mount Houston Street,
That
and
was
he
in your last
charged.
live?
Oh, this is like maybe 2 lives ago, but he charged the man $200 for being fat, and the man paid him to for his. Bro, you didn't hear that?
Wait, wait. He
And the
paid
man
somebody.
paid him 200. So the man paid for his dinner and gave him $200 to just eat with him.
So Brian's an escort?
What it sound like to you?
It
And
sounds like escorting.
and
Because he
okay,
didn't.
and so this is the
Yeah.
thing. So these subscribers can be very messy, right? So
Hmm.
somebody put that in the thing. I'm like, I don't believe you. Well, they provided the minute mark. They provided all of that, and I went. It was 1 minute 58 seconds, and sure enough, he said that he charged the man extra because he was a little fat, and he went to eat, and he said, he needed the money, and he did it.
So this wasn't on your live. This was on
It
his
was on
live.
Miss O's line.
Oh, that's why I didn't see it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
It was on Demons O's live, and Rebel was up there. And so now Brian did say that he was a younger person, but he did let that man pay for his time. Now he said that there was no sexual contact or nothing. He just went out to eat with this man. That's it. Now, if you didn't think I was gonna talk about that, you crazy. Now
So
he's
he got
mad at
mad
that.
because you talked about that. This is funny.
But what you said, he's an escort now. Even so, anytime somebody pays for your time, whether you put out or not, you still an escort.
Right. Yeah. 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 That's it. But escorting is legal, right? Because they have businesses that do that where they
Well, I
send
don't think he's
people.
an LLC. I'm just saying. I
Oh
don't think he was
Lord.
enough. But he told us the hospital that the man worked at. He told us that the man was a nurse. And the thing is, you put all of that information out, and then you get mad at people. So again, he went
Jay
to
Wilson,
the
I got more
okay.
questions for you though. I have another question for you. Okay. So and listen, when I say I am in no way, shape, or form trying to be messy or all that, because for some reason it's like
Um,
you misconstrue my angles a lot. Like you take the
but I
negative
know
and it's
people have
not. I
angles,
don't
but
be
it's all
trying to be.
good.
Okay, so listen, let me tell you. So you were live the other day and you were telling a story, like you had said something about how this man had dropped his girlfriend off and came back to the Walmart or
Correct.
something like that. Okay,
Correct.
so what happened after the man came back to the Walmart? Like what is that story? I want to know that story.
You hear me, Ness?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, it's no story. I mean, it's no story because I wasn't really interested. And at the end of the day, I went back to my hotel room. And it's really interesting because my first lover was actually on that trip. And that's how we met. So, yeah, I wasn't interested, but I just thought it was bold that, you would take that lady back. I don't know who she was. And then he came back
So were you
and that's
working
it.
at Walmart or
No, I was
like
a flight attendant. I worked for Delta. I was actually on a layover at Delta for Delta.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when the guy came back, did he say something to you? Like what
Well,
did
he
he
was
do
like,
when
I haven't seen you. Are you from here? And it was, trying to talk,
wow.
and I'm like, no, I'm here for layover. Well, what are you doing later? I said, no, I mean, I'm here with somebody, and that was it.
So
Because
how was
yeah,
he able to tell that you were gay just by like looking
because
at
he
you
looked
like
at me and I looked at him, and I'm like, okay, because you don't look at me that long. Let me tell you something. I know
uh-huh.
everybody ain't gay. I know everybody is not gay. But I know when somebody is trying to flirt, you just know it. It's just, you just know it. So, yeah. And I was correct. He came right on back. And so, yeah. So, yeah. And it was in
So that
and it was in Huntsville, Alabama. And let me tell you something. Huntsville, Alabama is a hodgepodge of mess because not only do they have Alabama State there, but Oakwood College, which is a very religious Seventh-day Adventist school, is there. And I'm telling you, it was a mess. Huntsville, Alabama ain't nothing to play with. We be thinking,
okay.
oh, Miami, Miami. I was used to Miami because I know what Miami gives, but I wasn't used to Huntsville, Alabama being that deep. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Bible Belt, very Bible Belt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. I was curious about that. The next thing that I'm going to say, um, it has been decided upon that Ness is going to be attending Jaycation. So
Okay.
I wanted to, just make you aware that Ness will be in attendance. The thing about it is, I haven't emailed Vivian because I feel like she has a bias towards me, and I would want to email you directly instead because I don't want my emails to get lost mistakenly or for someone to skim over my email as if it was never sent and I'm just left out in the open. So I was hoping that I can correspond with you directly.
Ness, Viv is not like that. And Viv is really business. I mean, if Viv wouldn't do that to a Sean Bradley, Viv would not do that to you. I think you all kind of misconstrue Viv. Viv don't have anything against you. And I mean, I'm being very honest with that. And if we could have two moles to come on our trip and know that they're moles and still treat them with respect and still not drop their stuff the same as well, I'm glad you're coming to Jaycation, because we're going to have a good time and we're going to do what we got to do. I mean, but I don't think you're going to be overlooked. And I think for the mere fact that you feel that way, I think Viv is going to be even more attentive to make sure you don't get that treatment because that's not how we operate. I'm being honest. Viv is not like that. Yes. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. My bad.
Okay.
Now,
But she's not
my
like that. And I can say that without reservation.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Well, that sounds promising. Now, it was told that, I heard some talkings about Jaycation being in a southern type of, I don't want to say, um, I want to make sure I'm using my words wisely. Don't want to get jumped. Um, uh, it's gonna be in a nah, no, that's not a good word. It's gonna be in a southern type of area. Is that fair to say?
It's going to be in the southern area. It may be in Florida. I'm from Florida. I got a lot of contacts. It may be in Orlando. It could be in Fort Lauderdale area because I have a lot of contacts. And
Okay.
and if it's in Florida, more than likely it would be in Orlando or Fort Lauderdale because of the abundance of hotels and the abundance of nice, inexpensive hotels. I'm just saying. It will be in a metropolitan area. It will be in a metropolitan area. It will now be in the place is going to have um, places where people can actually go places. It's not going to be in some place where there's nothing, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. 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 Good to
Mhm.
know. Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a place, and this is the thing. I don't believe in packing a schedule where people don't have time to explore them for themselves. So we
Hmm.
will have something, but I believe that people should enjoy the city, without us at times as well.
That's
So
one
yeah.
thing I loved about Seattle because in Seattle, people had breathers. It wasn't like everybody had to be all up under each other and people went sightseeing. Some people took a nap, some people, and then we all collected at the end of the evening or, something like that. So it was a very beautiful experience.
That's good.
Now, yeah, it really was. Now, as you know, is it going to be, uh, uh, are you aware of all of your attendees that are going to be like, do you know everybody that's showing up?
That's registered. Yeah, that's registered. And you got to understand. I have friends in law enforcement and security. And it's not because I'm scared of people or anything like that, because if that was the case, then of course I wouldn't have gone on the ship. But I'm really serious about people's safety. And so I do believe in the law. And if you come up and cut up, I will
Absolutely.
take you getting handcuffed and taken out because people shouldn't have to worry about their life and being in danger because of that. We don't do that. At the end of the day, this stuff is a show. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this show get you arrested. You know what I'm saying? On stupid stuff.
Yeah. That part, I agree. So, I was thinking about, cooking. So I think that would be pretty dope, right?
Oh, who you cooking for?
I
Yes.
was gonna, I was gonna, I was gonna cater one of the nights.
Oh, okay. All right. That's interesting. You trying to do a lovely love situation so you can come and take my kitchen and see if my house is dirty?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So apparently, the people are saying that it's gonna be in some place where I can get an Airbnb, right? So I think that that'll be
Mhm.
fine.
Okay.
And that, yeah. So that's not gonna be an issue. Um, I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm kind of wondering what you're not saying the month out loud though, right? That's not public.
It's gonna be later towards the year because I like giving people enough time to get money and all of that stuff. I don't, like doing stuff at the beginning of the year because I like people to
Oh,
be able
okay.
to, yeah.
That's even
So
better.
yeah, so
Mhm.
it's gonna be, you know, in the latter months. Definitely not
Okay.
during the winter, but
Okay.
maybe fall, Indian summer type deal. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay, I see. To the broads who are saying no thank you, you don't have to eat my delicious food, ma'am. You ain't got to eat it. You wouldn't know fine dining if it slapped you in the head. So it's okay. Thank
Well,
you.
and like I said, you all, it will have different venues that you can go to. Y'all may not make it to all the venues, but and I'm being real, but I am not going to limit who can come. I'm just saying when you come, just come knowing that, you know, all of this foolishness that people do on their show. I just want you all to know that when we meet, we deal with reality. And
I'm a business
yeah,
professional. That's one thing about me. In person, I am a very much so a professional. Nest No Mess is definitely a persona, you know.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
So yeah, it just is what it is. I don't know if there's something about the way that I talk that, irritates some people, but certain people want to hear some southern twang, and I got to tell you what I got to. I'm sorry, bitch. That's just not a part of me. So, it just is what it is.
I just think that you should
Yeah.
do. Let me say this: in 2026, I'm gonna do what I feel. Sometimes I may be
Hmm.
over the top. Sometimes I will be really serious about a situation, and I just think that I'm gonna be an artist and true to the art. And some people may like it, some people may not, and it is what it is. I don't. I'm gonna try to be as honest and direct as possible. Uh, See, and like I said, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect by any means, but I don't have time for bull crap this season. Just keep it above with me.
Oh, Miss
Yeah.
Vivian is in the chat. Hold, your Miss Vivian said, "You are correct. We have our own itinerary, and Bro J doesn't need a stage manager, baby. They already starting to beat me up, child.
No,
See,
no, no,
am
y'all.
I
Let
being
me
a
say
stage
this.
manager?
Ness, Ness is Ness, and I'm sure she won't be the only content creator who may come to Jcation. But we're used to dealing with adversarial individuals. I'm not saying you're adversarial, but again, when we were on that cruise ship, people were there for many reasons, and we went right like nothing was any different, and we had a good time. I mean,
Oh,
because
do you see Cassie U's comment, Jay Wilson?
no, I didn't,
Ness
because
is
I'm
a
really fucking.
I'll read it. It says Ness is a sweetheart in person. Literally nothing like you see on YouTube aside from the roasting laugh out loud that's embedded in her. Thank you, Cassie. I appreciate it, boo.
You,
Thank
you
you.
know, you all though. At the end of the day,
Look, look,
sometimes you
look.
just do what you need to do. I'm to the point now where no one needs anyone, but everybody needs everybody. What I mean by that is, like I tell Brian, when you up here, I appreciate you. I mean, you bring something to the table, but I'm not gonna beg people or act like that. If you're not here, it is what it is. And I'm really real about that. And it's certain things, you all, that it's a show, and you got to remind yourself this is a show. You know, and you got to do that. A lot of you all thought I was upset with Brianna when she with that situation with Yusuf, but I had to let her know that I agree with you on this, but you're not going to bring up CT and all of this stuff because I didn't come over here to fight. Really, I came over here to correct Dory to let her know that I wasn't upset about anything. I just didn't want to hear people's opinion about the Yusuf situation, and I didn't want to drop the link. I wasn't upset about it. Like I was telling her, I'm not the one in jail, and I'm not the one, getting ready to go to court. I just didn't want to hear it. But then, I wasn't going to be attacked, and I wasn't going to sit there and argue with Brianna and go through that line of questioning where I have my own platform. And so I just politely bowed out because I'm really trying not to argue with people because I know that that's some people's angle, and I'm not with that. I said what I said. I said good day, and then I hopped right on off, and I went to my own platform. And so I guess in 2026, and I'm definitely starting it in 2025 now, that I just don't have time for it, and I don't have the tolerance, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna
Yep.
try my best not to argue with people. I can't promise that because of my nature, but I'm gonna really try my best.
Hmm.
And I am an Aries. We'll fight with you and be friends with you in the next hour. That's how we are, but we will maim you real bad and be like, hey, are you okay? It's our nature. That's what we do. So, yeah. So, again, I don't have out with anyone. There are some people who got to pay to get up. They really do because I see them sideways, front ways, and, but yeah, yeah.
Now I understand. I'm not gonna hold you. The Tulsa I don't know, even paying to get it because Tulsa is so like I understand Two Face, like you don't have to be loyal to people online. I get that, but Two Face to the point to where it's like you become, it's like either she hates you or he is kind to you, and it's just the hate is just too hateful. So it's
Well,
like you like that's too much for
the
me.
thing is, I don't want to give you a redirect. And then you on somebody's platform and you just said, "Oh, Jay Wilson is this," and then it's like, "Oh, that has," I'm like, nah. That's your character and that's what you do. And I'm not denying you access to me, but if you're going to do stuff like that, then you pay for the access or you don't have access. And if I'm not worth the access, then hey, it's a win-win for all of us. That's how I look at it.
So how much is your pot at right now?
I think I haven't checked it, but it's at $1,764. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
close to 2,000.
All right. And so the first place winner is gonna get about,
1,005, 1,050.
oh
a
wow.
thousand fifty because I started the pot off with 50, so that still stands. So they will get 1,050 if we get to 2,000. So yeah,
Have you been getting a lot of submissions? Like what
I've been
is it
getting
like
a
a
few submissions, and we've been telling people, you know. So I've been getting a few submissions, yeah. And this is
so
the thing:
go ahead.
whether you have a mediocre or a brilliant banner, some of y'all may think that, oh, that ain't worth $1,000, but this is a competition, and I'm just gonna go with the best one because the best one that I feel, because again, I'm gonna have to present this banner all through 2026 is going to win, and the one who comes in second place. So yeah, so if the banners are what they are, it is what it is. But I mean, I promise that whoever comes in first place, that's what they're gonna get.
So you know what I'm thinking of doing though, and I'm only gonna do, and only some people will be blessed with a feature in it. But I am gonna do like a first episode because I've really tightened my skills, and I'm actually gonna do like a series. So like a first episode, I'm gonna do like a Beef Sector cartoon type of episode series, and I
Mhm.
mean you're gonna be in it because you allow me to use your likeness, but I wouldn't use your likeness in a way that you wouldn't approve of. But it is gonna be comedic. It's gonna be light-hearted, and I'm gonna throw in a couple of other people to be in the cartoon as well. Some people will be blessed to be a part of it, some will not. And obviously, I can only use people who I know won't have an issue with them being a
Yeah.
part of it. But
I,
I'm
I
quite sure
won't.
once they
I don't
see
have
it,
an issue. I
yeah.
don't play those games. I mean, King Roman used me in that, and I don't think he produced it, but I wasn't upset about that. And I knew I saw some of the nuances that they were trying to throw that shade. But I just said that, hey, I don't want you to look like a perv because you peek into people's window and you had on booty shorts, and I'm like, ooh, you need to,
Who had
it's
on
giving
booty
a little.
shorts? KRN had on booty shorts?
Well, in the cartoon,
Oh, in the cartoon. Okay.
yeah, because he was looking in people's windows in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
And
God.
then but and then Nika getting on the horse backwards. And people really thought that I was doing too much. And I'm like, well, okay, but
Well,
that's
can I say
that's our
something in all
fault. Go ahead.
fairness? I'm gonna
Mhm.
play a little devil's advocate
Okay.
because knowing how that type of imagery and the AI stuff works, you gotta it costs money to get different certain scenes, so sometimes it doesn't get it right all the way, and you kind of
Mhm.
got to just let it be, because if you do, you got to pay extra diamonds or gems or whatever to make it right. So I believe that when they were doing it, I don't think they intentionally tried to make it seem like Nika was slow. I think they just had a hiccup with the generating process, and they just kept it as is.
Okay.
What's good, Kimmy
That's
Poo?
look. That is a good way of looking at that. Hey, Jess Kimmy, I did not see your live. I knew you were on, but I was actually in a service, so I really couldn't check it out. So I'm gonna check it out. But
Oh, it was good. It was a good live.
it's a lot of stuff going on. The USEF thing is really big, and of course, I
You
talked
see, I
about
didn't want to
that.
talk. You talked about that, but I don't necessarily agree with your
I get
perception
it,
of
and
things.
some people
So I
don't.
said we'll just leave it alone, because we'll just agree to disagree, baby.
What's your perception? I'm not upset.
Well, the way I felt was, when you came live to discuss it, instead of just talking about the current issue, you kind of was, women do it too. You got to make
Hmm.
sure y'all know. And it's like, well, we understand that some certain things are already understood, so it doesn't have to be explained. But I feel like you were so harping on it because you were trying to get ahead of something that didn't even happen. You were so
Oh,
worried
it
about people
happened.
coming out. Well, I mean, it happened by the people that is already expected. I mean, these are the people that do it all the time, and it doesn't change
Hmm.
people's mind. So, in my opinion, it kind of felt like you were adding more fuel to that fire that you were trying to take out.
Hmm. So, like I said, during hurricane season, we know what an eye wall is, but you got to realize that hurricane spawns tornadoes, lightning, and floods. So you not only deal with the eye wall, but then you have to deal with the things that can happen afterwards. And again, I felt that that's what I needed to do. I mean, whatever people need to do, that's great. And again, I'm not saying that that situation is not tragic, because I just wanted to know it happens with everyone. And yeah, some people say, well, that's a given. We knew that. But, I'd rather err on the side of caution than not at all. So, again, I think the whole situation is tragic. And I think it's really bad. I don't get any joy out of it because there is a victim. But I do believe in I do believe in due process. And a lot of people are not going to agree with me. But I do things for reasons, and sometimes you can see down the line. And I know people say, "Well, you're trying to make this so political." Yeah, I do, because I know how people can be. But I'm not mad. Everybody has an opinion. I ain't mad at it. I did mine for a reason, and I moved to the beat of my own drum, and I just felt that to me it was necessary. To me, it was necessary. But I mean, I'm not mad at people having differences of opinion. Um,
Yeah, me neither.
yeah, I thought it was really rich that some people who we don't see always pop up. Like this morning, I said we always had these repass hoes that they don't want to go to the funeral, they don't go to the wake, but they want to get the chicken and stuff and come to the beef sector when it's convenient and conducive.
Like who?
And I said it, beef in 313. So somebody was telling me that he had something to say, and I said, well, I don't even watch him. But again, I don't give credence to him because he's not here for he's not here for the stuff. He comes to the repast. He don't come to the funeral. He don't come to the wake. He
But
don't
when
do
you
any of
say
the
not here for
planning.
the
He,
stuff, you
he
mean like on panels, or because
well,
I think
no,
he
no,
just
no.
does
Well, what I'm saying
uploads.
is you're not in the sector until something happens, until it benefits you. Then is when we see you.
Mm,
So
okay.
again, to me, it's just like, okay, no, I'm not gonna watch him because he's not here anyhow. So why am I going to even hear what he has to say when he's not here? So that's my take
Wow.
on it. So I call them repast hosts. They only show up when the food is being served. They don't show up for the funeral. They don't show up for the wake. They don't even go to the grave site, but they just show up for the food and then want an extra plate. And I'm like, mm-mm. So that's my thinking. And everybody's different. So when people do that kind of stuff, I just don't really feature them like that. But he has every
Well, we
right
pick
to
and choose
come.
who we respond to, so
Yeah. So it is what it is.
yep.
So yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, but like I said, people don't have to agree. I think it's a really bad situation. But do you see how people are trying to distance themselves and all of that stuff? And
I heard about that. Like
yeah,
I've stopped watching certain people because when I don't like you, I don't watch you. But I
or
did hear about people distancing themselves from Yusuf all of a sudden. But Yusuf was their baby boy, so
but not
it's
only
interesting.
that though, but people with all of this. Now, this is no slight to you because I know you use the word discernment,
Hmm.
but it's these people now who knew. Ooh, I knew something. You ain't knew shit. You no 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 no. My nerdy did that this morning, and I'm like, really though, really.
Did he ever mention something before this morning? Because I never heard him talk about it.
No, but everybody got this post prophetic word. No, never a pre prophetic word. It's
Hmm.
always a post prophetic word. Something in my spirit told me that was gonna happen. Well, why didn't you tell me? See, and this is
Right.
when I come up and say I'm a pre prophet because usually I get something that's already gonna say this is gonna happen. And then when it happens, I come back and say, yeah, it happened. And so that's where I go with it. But I just think it's really odd. Now let me say this. I always thought that Yusef was a little odd and not he was a little ditzy to me, but that's all I got is really ditzy. But how these people act, they just knew that he was gonna do this, and I'm like, and I think Treasure Lane hit it on the head with people be amongst you and you don't even know.
Hmm.
And
Right.
again, people get mad when I talk about church stuff, but I know church people. I know church people. When you have played in these churches and dealt with administration, and it's not to beat up church,
But
but
have you been a
yeah.
victim? Because it seems like you have been affected. It feels like maybe more than one time by these kinds of church people. So, have you ever been like a victim?
I have never been a victim where something happened to me, but have people approached me? Oh hell yeah. Have I seen people taken advantage of? I sure have. Let me tell you something about me. People were afraid of my dad because if somebody would have really, really, I mean, I'm talking about violated to the point where, my dad would have unalived them. Because my dad was that kind of dude. He would have unalived them. So, and my mom was no joke. Now, she loved Jesus, but she carried a pistol in her purse to church and from church. Yes, she did. I am not lying. It's so funny because, you don't know people. And that's why I tell people, oh, your mama's so sweet. And, oh, yeah, yeah. But she carried a pistol in her purse. She carried a pistol in her purse. So I'm just telling, folk this, but, Ness, um, if you listen to the church sector, which you may or may not, it's a guy named Jimmy Battle. He was actually allegedly assaulted by a well-known bishop, and he's from Florida. He's from Palatka. And one of his friends unalived himself because of that situation. I've seen them move predators to one church to another, not only in the Catholic Church, but in the Protestant church as well. And Ness, when you know the inner workings of things, you know it. And you don't have to be a part of it. But I guarantee you there's somebody who knows somebody or somebody close that has gone through it. And you know, and so you have to realize that that stuff happens. And I know a lot of female evangelists who are lesbians. I ain't saying nothing, but you know, I work for a major magazine, Christian magazine. So I had access to these people. I saw these people get pissy drunk before they had to preach, go preach it down, and they pissy drunk. So the stuff, and you know, I did hear you say that, oh, he knows this, he knows that. Yes, because I have experienced a whole lot. I've seen a whole lot in this 55 years. And this is why I said you better know Jesus for yourself and not put your trust in man, because man will let you down. And even though I may love you, I may even let you down. And that's real. And it doesn't have anything to do with XYZ. But again, I'm a church musician. You don't think that ministers and women and men have come up and tried to holler? And I don't think everybody is gay. But I do know when somebody trying to holler. And that's real. That's real. I don't hate the church, but you know, people don't like to call out stuff that happens in it. And I think that's the sad part about it, because when you do, it's like, oh, you trying to call? No, you need to be aware. This is why parents need to talk to their kids and be very, very open. So when they tell them something, I don't care what it is, you're open to hear it. Because I think in some of our communities, a lack of communication has caused a lot of this stuff to happen. So you understand where I'm going with it? So I don't want to come off like, oh, he's a know-it-all, but I've seen it. I have seen it. White churches, black churches, I've seen it.
Well,
So
let me ask you this. You know, what do you say about someone who um proclaims to be, you know, the protector and the defender of children, all right? And this person has been proclaiming this for many years. And I mean, we've never seen the fruits of that labor, but for some reason, this person likes to go around different YouTube channels and claim to be this defender and protector of the universe of all the children. And I mean, it's only relevant when there's something that happens, like outside of that, which I mean, little things happen all the time, and this person is mum's the word, quiet. But then when there's a big deal that's bringing in numbers and people can talk about it, now this person wants to come and click links and talk as though they know what the fuck they're talking about, with no proof, with no history of saving any children, no history of doing anything for anyone, just history of running that dry, dusty, ashy, non-lubricated throat. What do you got to say about people like that who just use kids to try to make themselves seem like they're saviors, and you haven't seen one child that they saved?
you know, this is the real honest truth. I would show a lot of things, but because of the atmosphere of the beef sector, I don't. I don't. I believe, Ness, that you would show a lot of things, but because of the nature and the hateful and the vile reactions, that you don't. I think a lot of content creators would show us more, but nobody wants to be doxxed. No one wants to lose a job and all of this stuff. Nobody wants to do that. You know, when we first started the beef sector, you know, it was like, okay, we want to share with people. And then, you know, when things happen, it's like, oh no, we can't share because these people are downright vile. They're vicious.
But that
They
doesn't
take things for real.
apply. That what you're saying is true. It's true, but it doesn't
Mhm.
apply to the situation or the person that I'm referring to. Because
Well,
that's
but
just simply
the
untrue.
person could be doing things for
They're
children,
not.
but
They're not.
well,
They're
how do we know this? How do we know that they're not?
because they would have told us the little thing that they did do, they stretched out for months and kept talking about it, and it yielded no results. I mean, if the smallest shred of something that you did do, you put it on a pedestal to make yourself be this person, and it didn't prove shit, you know that this is the type of person that would tell you something else.
Okay,
And
so
they haven't said
now
anything.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here. There are a lot of people who don't believe you're an executive,
You have someone
but
backstage.
okay, but there's some people. who don't believe that you're an executive. No, no, and I'm not being shady. But Ness,
Okay.
if you know that you are, regardless of what we think, if you know it, then who gives a damn? So my thing is, Ness, though, I don't blame you if you don't show it, or because you know how people are. And you know that people will do everything they can to take you off of that spot, because now they'll say you don't have it, but when you do have it, then, oh, you do have it, so we're going to take it away. And we know that to be true, Ness. So again, I've said a lot about that. Now, what I say though, it still don't mean a damn, because if you are, regardless of what I say, it doesn't really matter. People say that my degrees are fraudulent. Why do I need to defend that? I know what they do for me.
Smash it. So obviously she's trying to throw me shade because she just came from Just Kimmy's doing the same thing. So I have a moment to uh rebut.
Let's keep it civil though. Let's keep it civil, but yes, let's keep, because we
Yeah,
having a civil
yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I'm civil.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay.
here's the thing. One thing about me is everything I do is documented digitally. Not on the Shish Trish channel, but I've been doxxed a billion times. They've doxed all of this way before I became quote unquote popular. So my
Hmm.
is out there. I've been doing this for 12 years. And no, I'm not going to talk about the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of cases that came through my nonprofit with all different types of various youth going through their trauma. I know
Hmm.
heterosexual men that are PDFs. I know gay that are PDFs. I know women that are PDFs. I know
Hmm.
kids that PDFs their own siblings. I've had that's my real life. When I come on YouTube, I don't want to be traumatized. That's why I started with the No Dragon Kids, because I couldn't believe what my escape was not really an escape. Everyone was talking about their essay, like VS, and now James. There's what plethora of content creators over the years from the beginning coming online describing their trauma as children. And then that was taken to weaponize them. So that's what started the No Dragon Kids, and that's wasn't here. Everyone saw the metamorphosis of me being shh, then getting loud because it is my real life. You're nothing you say can be proven. I'm sorry that you're slow. I'm sorry that you are a fraud. But I raised my son. He's doing very well. Hallelujah. Okay. He definitely has his own property, and he's the same age as you, Ness. Your mother failed you. Your family failed you. And it was the best thing you could do was give that child up. Now, goodbye, bitch.
Wow, that's interesting. Um, all I'm gonna say, that's interesting. Trish, wow, I didn't know that was gonna take place. Um, but let me say this again, you all, and this goes to Trish and Ness. Um, there are people who are doing a lot of things on the outside of YouTube. They just don't show it or share it because they don't want interruptions or people who are not involved in their show or their entertainment aspect of their life to be affected by it. And so, but Ness, who are you talking about? I mean, if you don't want to share, that's fine. But who are you talking about? Because again, some people could
Okay,
be
hold my
advocates.
bad. I was getting dressed. I
Okay.
couldn't get here fast enough. Jay Wilson, you know what I'm talking about, Trish. Let me just say this.
No, I
You know
don't.
what
I
I'm
don't. I really
noticing?
don't. I don't.
Okay,
I
okay. Well,
don't.
that's what I was talking about. You know what I'm noticing? These people, they come out here and they try to act like they're so unbothered, and all they do is prove my point. So Trish claims to be somebody who is running a No Dragging Kids campaign, and she just admitted that her life is surrounded by pedophiles. She literally just let us know that her whole life is surrounded by pedophiles, and then throws in how she raised her kid. I guess that's supposed to be shade to me, but at the same time, what I went through isn't shade. It's a testimony. And the fact that my son is with my brother is also a testimony because not everybody is as lucky as me to have family that cares. Something that you don't have, Trish. The lies that you say can never penetrate because they're just simply not true. You can say whatever you want to make yourself feel better about your failed efforts on YouTube, your failed efforts at having a social life at your middle age. You can say whatever you want to try to make yourself feel better about your failed, miserable, lonely, dry life. But my life is pretty good. I'm not complaining. I'm actually very happy. My family is happy. We're thriving. And we got a lot of good shit going on. So you can never
Mhm.
understand that. Now, Trish, Trish, YouTube is Trish's life. Trish just said, what, a couple days ago, that she was going to be gone from YouTube for, what, 30 days or until next year. And the bitch has not quit since. She has been on every panel continuing to not matter, lying about an award show that's never going to happen, interrupting content for stupid commentary that people don't care to hear. If people wanted to hear you, they would have went to your channel, Trish. But they don't do that because you're boring and you're
Okay.
mental.
So I really didn't
I'm
know
done.
who it was, to be honest. I really didn't
Hmm.
know. So that's why I asked. And I mean, I know y'all got some contention going on between you all
Oh,
and
please.
all
Trish
of
does
this.
this every day, child. Trish is literally insane. She's losing it. She's been losing it. I mean, the bitch is going batshit. She's screaming on panels. She's hollering. She was singing happy birthday to Kimmy and couldn't even get a note out. It's just really awkward behavior for somebody who is middle aged. I feel sorry for
Hmm,
Trish. I do.
interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
very weird.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, you all. I hope y'all work it out or be
Ain't
at
nothing to
least,
work out. We fine. We're fine.
okay. All right.
We're fine.
All right. I
The
mean,
way it is the way it's supposed to be. We
well,
fine.
I guess it is because, like I said, you all, I don't. It's a lot going on in the sector, and I don't know, Ness. I'm about the light gag. I'm the dark stuff. It's just not funny. Now,
Well, it is what
even
it
though
is.
Brian don't think this is funny, but when Ness just said that, oh, he's escorting, Ness, that's what I said too, because he said that he didn't do anything.
Is
He
that
got.
not
I,
what it is?
I just do that because I wasn't there, but he said that his it was a nurse at Ben Taub Hospital in Houston. He charged him extra because he was a little fat. Now, how a big person gonna charge a big person, baby? They were saying fat free. The chat was brutal, but he did charge that man extra. The man paid for his meal and $200 just to eat and nothing else. See, that's a little light to me. I'm gonna take it. But all of this other stuff and PDFs and stuff, you all again, how does a PDF look? You see what I'm saying? It could be
Well,
PDFs
don't ask
all
me that.
around you. So my thing is, I just think, with that, I'm just very careful because I do agree with Treasurer Lane about people all amongst you. You don't know. You really don't know. Like, I did not know that Brian was an escort in his
Lord have
earlier life.
mercy. He was really baby.
But no,
Brian
no,
came.
Nash,
I
no, but
mean,
no, no, look,
okay,
Nash,
all
this
right, go
is not
ahead.
what, hold on, this is not what I said. This is what he said. And I
But that
thought
that bothered him though that you made commentary
I
about it,
thought
right?
Divine Light was lying until I went over there. And he said, yes, I did it. He said, it wasn't nothing wrong. And, I'm like, okay, if it wasn't nothing wrong, work ain't honest, but it pays the bill. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You had a lick. You got a little lick. I ain't mad at you. I mean, you know, but you can't talk about Castro now. That $200 seemed like a magic number. I
Why
think,
do people keep associating Castro with prostitution? Did Castro ever say that?
well, you remember that a man sent Castro $200, but he didn't show up, but he got the money. Hey man,
Did
and this is
Castro
why
tell his story? What?
yes, and this is why I say all gay men ain't doing this, because if you had to go off of some of these men in the sector, you would just
Oh
think the whole
man.
lot is just no good. But again, Brian was very critical of Castro, and I'm like, now, okay, so you didn't let the man touch you or do nothing, but you went and escorted. Oh my God. It's just a lot. And
Wow.
I thought you would have heard that. Oh my
No,
goodness.
I didn't. There's certain things I don't
And
hear, just like there's
Castro was
certain things you don't
actually in the
watch.
room, and Castro was like, uh-huh. Baby Castro got his whole life. Okay? He got his whole life. So again, and let me say this. Are people perfect? No one is perfect. Everybody has done some trash. Everybody has done some trash. So, but my thing is, some of y'all share a little too much, and it comes back
Oh, I learned my lesson from
to
doing that,
bite you.
baby. Oh,
And I just,
absolutely.
yeah, I think it comes
And
back to bite
sometimes, but
you.
in certain spaces of YouTube, it is okay to share too much because what you find is people that are like-minded and people that could resonate with the situation. But over here, that is not the best idea because these people will just take it and use it as
Hmm.
ammunition,
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but it is what it
Hmm.
is.
Well, I talked about a content creator. I don't think you're getting along with any of them, but they actually started interviewing Brianna on her channel, and Treasure and Roomshake had to come up and save her because she was telling people how she do it, and it's
Oh,
just like everybody else.
I made commentary about that because it's given that, if Brianna was the way Brianna and mind you, this is not the first instance. Sometimes she doesn't even need to be prompted. She will just freely start talking about her sex life in great detail, and it's sick. But that just tells me that if she was a normal sized bitch, that hoe would have been twerking with the rest of these bitches on social media.
Well, the thing
That bitch
is,
would have been here doing the worst.
and,
Child.
and then and then she disclosed that her I guess her present love interest has mental illness, and I'm like, oh my God. And can I say this? You don't have to prove yourself to nobody.
Child.
Sometimes less is more. And this is why I went off on Brianna, because then you have the audacity to question me about ZT
So I did
being.
not see that, but
Mm,
what was that term that somebody in my group chat had made a mention that she said something to you that turned you like that pissed you off? Something about swipe and save or some term
no,
they
no,
used.
it was called Skip the Games.
Yeah,
And
skip. Yeah,
so
what? Yeah.
ZT was actually on Skip the Games. And, and he knew he was on Skip the Games. And then also, he had some evictions and stuff. And he ain't the only one. But,
Okay, what is skip the games? I don't know
it,
what
it,
that
it's,
is.
it's a website where, so it was like what Brian was doing, but it's like you say who
Mm,
you are, you give a description, and people might pay to spend a little time with you. You know what I'm
like a back
saying?
page type
Yeah,
of
it's like
thingy.
skip the
Okay.
game, right? So
Okay.
she was trying to equate what the USEF thing was with that, and I'm like, well, when we first started on YouTube, it was the Wild Wild West. There are some things that I did then that I would not do now. You live, you learn, you grow. And I said, but he was dealing with people who were of age and consenting. And that has nothing to do with the Yusef situation because, people were looking for his services and he's well over 18. So I didn't get that. And so when she asked that, I'm like, what that have to do? And then I reminded her that when Lady P came to her house, I told Lady P that that was not right. When they had her at that fish fry place, I didn't think that was funny. I was like, wow, because again, somebody is actually taping you and you don't know. And that's pretty creepy to me. So,
Right, especially with that abundance of food for a one person household. But yeah, go ahead.
like I said, I ain't say all of that, but I just said, don't try to have a moment with me. I agree with what you said about Youssef. But don't try to have a moment, because again, I didn't come up there for Brianna. I actually went up there to say, hey, Dory, don't speak for me because what you're saying is not right. I wasn't upset about anything. But you know, I was courteous enough to answer her. But when I see what people trying to do, I cut it. I really cut it real short. And then I said, well, you know, I don't have time to argue with you. I said, you have a good day. And my thing is, as much as I don't have an issue with pizza, I wasn't gonna fight on Pizza's channel because I can do that on my channel. And that's why I left. Because I'm really trying to walk away from stupidity and foolishness. And if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make the money on my channel because I am thinking of
As you
this in a business
should.
life. Yeah. So I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna sit there and argue with her. That was not what I was gonna do. And so then she said, well, you need to take accountability. I'm like, accountability? I said, you
Wait,
need
what?
to
How
take
she said it? How she said it?
you need to take accountability, Jay Wilson. You ain't my daddy. But then I reminded her, you need to take accountability for his wife because you shared something with somebody and it became known to everyone because this person trusted you to have
Now she
confidence.
going back to the his wife archives. That's
Well, I
okay.
did because let me tell you something about me. I will go back to the archives and I don't have a
Mm.
problem, but you're not going to do that because there are many things. And like I said, you know, I didn't think it was right for someone to try to come to her house. I don't think it was right because somebody took a video and pictures of her coming out of that. And I don't think it's right. And if somebody did that to you, I will say, I do not think that's right. Because again, when you have been doxxed and when people have done things to you, then, you know, even though you may not like the person, it still is not right. And it's not important to you until it happens to you. And that's my thing. So I don't care if I don't like you or not. That's not the case. The case is no one should be doing that. That's the case.
Child.
But yeah, so that's what that was. And it was really a light to me because it wasn't that really deep, but you know, yeah, it's a lot going on. And like I said, even with the Youssef thing, the bottom line now is he's going to get his sentencing. Like I said earlier, if he is found innocent, he's still going to have to live that down because now that's always in people's mind. If he's
It's very
convicted,
weird, Kenna.
yeah, when he's convicted, if he's convicted, when or if he's convicted, he's going to do some time. But even when he gets out, you know he's going to have to register. You know
Oh
he's not going
yeah,
to be able
that's
to
it's
live.
over. Yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah,
It's yeah, it's done.
so certain jobs is out of his reach now. He can just hang it up. So, and don't get me wrong, nobody is saying that we are for Youssef. We're just calling out the facts of what's going to happen. And then, of course, the victim. Thank God that the victim wasn't, you know, victimized, but it was the intent. And that's the big thing. So, you know, no one is victim shaming or not remembering the victim. We're just saying that people got to have their due process, you know, and that's it. So, yeah. But yeah, now, so again, like I said, I probably didn't hear all of what you had to say. But I'm not upset. You just get like, screw it. You know what I'm saying? I will go ahead and do my stuff and I'm good, you know, because I don't know. Sometimes I feel that people think that you really need them. And it's like, no, I appreciate you, but I don't
Yeah,
need you
I
every day to
yeah.
come over. And so that's my thing. I will never say that you know, people got mad because I said that you was talented. Oh, you kissing this, but I've always said that. It's never,
Yeah.
it's not a secret. I've always said that. Do you
They
get on
love
my
the lies.
nerves
They hate when the
sometimes? Hell
truth
yeah,
gets
you get on my
told.
nerves sometimes. But again,
Likewise.
not to the point where I'm gonna be looking at you and all of this stuff. Now, I did tell somebody if they see a sister come slap one.
What?
Now, I did say that.
Who was supposed to come and slap you?
Like I said, Stump Down does what Stump Down does, and I don't have a problem with Stump Down at all. Every once in a while, I will give a clap back, but I know what people do, and I know people's MO. But he said somebody was switching at the mall, and I said, well, if you see a sister switching at the mall, I said, I'm at North Star Mall. I'm leaving the Dillard store going on in here. I'm going to the food court. You know where it is. And if you see a sister, I just want you to come and slap one.
So you finally responded to Slop Down. That's
I,
crazy
I,
because
I
it's
respond. I respond to
okay.
people as needed because see what y'all don't understand is I don't have to go off on a daily. I know what people's MOs are.
Hmm.
I know what their MOs are. Just because you don't do it, that don't mean you scared. I ain't scared of nobody. Absolutely nobody. So, like I said, it is what it is. Now I do believe in the law because see, I'm not going to jail and losing everything I have because of some foolishness. But if I had to defend myself, I'm going to defend myself, and I'm not going to let nobody beat me up. I'm from
Well, I
Florida.
mean,
I'm from
I
Florida.
think
Your
I.
mama used to put you
Well,
back out and say,
sometimes they go
you
tricky
better
like
go
that.
fight. You better not let them, you go right back on out there. Anyway, go ahead, Ness. I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody finna fight calling the police. Bitch, fuck that. Bitch, I ain't
No,
letting
no,
nobody
I am. But
scratch
let me
me
say
up.
this: if you walk up on me and you hit me, make sure I'm knocked out or dead because I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight back.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Fighting back is a must, but
yeah,
bitch, I'm gonna get you in them handcuffs first before anything.
yeah. I'll
Okay.
try to do that first. But if you feel like they said, Brian was gonna come right up, I'm like, let him come.
Oh yeah, but Brian said he said that he was not going to. He said what he was going to do was just pass out flyers, and so he was not going to physically harm you.
Okay. hmm Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know
he's
what the
made up his
flyers was
mind that
though.
he's not going to come to vacation. But now, after these new allegations, I'm good because we don't have a hospitality room.
No, he's
And
no longer coming.
no, he said he's not coming to vacation. But after these new allegations, these new findings, I don't know. I don't want
What allegation?
escort
What?
the
Oh.
$200, the $200 and stuff. Yeah.
That's good stuff though. Did you go to
Oh my
church
God!
today?
But let me say this: he was definitely on D Miss O's channel, and Rebel was on there, and he got real free. He let his hair all down, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, did I go to church today? Yes, I did. hmm
That's good.
I did.
That's good.
My better half was with me today.
No comment. No
Yep.
comment.
No, well,
That
he
I'm
was. Let me say this. Ness. Let me say this, baby. I don't have to lie. I don't have to lie.
I didn't say that. What you mean?
Okay.
I never said.
No,
I
no,
never
I
said you was
don't have
lying.
to. I don't have to lie. Somebody said you keep on saying baby. I don't have to lie. But yeah, no, we were in worship together. We were.
Okay. I know that's good. I think I heard somewhere that is it like you go to a church where like majority of the staff and the parishioners are gay? Is
hmm
that facts? That is a fact. Oh, that's interesting.
It's not a gay church. It's a radically inclusive church because we have people who are not gay and straight, and they go there. But I'm going to go to a place where I can sit next to my partner, and I don't have to explain all of this and stuff. And that's a safe space for people. We've had a lot of trans individuals who have really
And is it
gone through a lot.
majority
It's
LGBTQIA?
it's
Would you say it's
it's
majority?
majority. It's majority. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
majority. So yeah, and it's no secret. That's where they had that liquor run. That's where they had that liquor run when we had the Labor Day. So yeah, people who came to my event went to my church. It was no secret. They were
What
there.
you mean the liquor run? What you mean?
Baby, a content creator had so much liquor, baby, she was giving it out. Okay, people was taking liquor and running back to their cars. I'm like, God, y'all at church.
Wow.
Y'all like y'all at church. It was like, let's do it again. Okay,
I ain't gonna hold. Now that sound like some ghetto. See, now at Nescation, we wasn't doing none of them liquor. It was very cutesy, very nice. That sound like some real ghetto activity, baby. But
but
I
I
ain't
like
saying
baby,
nothing.
baby. I like a little ratchet.
Hmm.
I like a little
Okay. Oh,
ratchet.
I couldn't tell the way you was analyzing. Oh, they saw. And I mean, Nescation was a blast. Like it was very
I mean,
safe and fun.
it is
Like
what
it
it
was
was, and
good.
you're right.
Right.
It was very nice. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very.
And for everybody who is sitting at home watching us enjoy ourselves, shame on y'all. Why don't y'all get out and see? I inspired you to do a new kink shoot
How
anyway.
Aretha Franklin said, nice clothes, nice ball gowns.
It was very cute. It was a very nice. I loved it. I loved it, and I loved the
Mhm.
people that. Anyway,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
the people that
First of
came
all,
out.
let me
So,
say this: it's a radically inclusive church, and shouldn't
uh-oh,
people
not Malik
who
said a gay church,
hold on, hold
baby.
on, hold on, hold
Jay
on.
Wilson, hold on.
First
I
of
gotta
all, hold
drop.
on, no,
I
no,
gotta
no, no,
drop
no.
because I gotta leave. I gotta leave.
Okay.
But thank you so
So
much for
no, let
having
me
me.
let me let me explain this to Malik. There are a lot of gay churches who are not gay. They have a lot of gay people there, but it's a radically inclusive church, Malik. And are you telling me that people who may have a husband or a wife of the same gender shouldn't have a place to worship? Is that what you're telling me? Should people be banned and not be able to worship? I'm just trying to ask you the question. I mean, Malik, you're from Baltimore. It's a lot of gay people in Baltimore. Oh, I can show you some gay churches. They may not have gay on the door, but it's a lot of gayness going on. So, Malik, you're not dumb. I'm sure you got gay family members, Malik, but you're telling me that people shouldn't be able to worship? You're telling me that gay people should stay home and not form their church? That's almost like saying that black people shouldn't have black churches, or people who are Jewish shouldn't have Jewish churches. I'm just asking you, Malik. I'm just, that's when that homophobia shows. That's when that homophobia shows, Malik. It's all inclusive. But I'm just asking, Malik. I just happened to catch that, and I just think, I'm like, are you serious? But again, Malik, see, and you'll be the first one to say I ain't homophobic, but it's that kind of stuff. Well, Malik, you act like that it's a anomaly, but there are a lot of gay churches who just not, they don't say they're gay, but most of the men are gay there and women are lesbians. I'm just saying, Malik, because it's always a big thing to you, and you always get caught up in some, I don't know, maybe it's your wording, maybe it's your demeanor. But anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, you all, I just came on because the biggest thing was the striking of people's pages. Let me say this to you all. What I say on my show is show. This is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. But if this entertainment takes you off and your mind is not focused on what's real and not real, and you blur or cross that line, oh, you damn right I'm calling the cops. I don't have a problem doing that. But I will say, though, in self-defense, I'm going to defend myself. I can't speak for nobody else. I can't speak for nobody else. But see, this is the problem that I have with YouTube, because again, I have noticed since I've been on here that I've noticed that if people can't roast or gag, or they feel like somebody roasted them and did something, then I feel like then people want to go and dox people. And this is how the beef sector got into the dark spaces that we're in now. Because back in the day, it used to be a roast and a gag. And you took your L and you came back another day. That's what we used to do when we were uploading stuff. And yeah, we weren't doing all of this. But somewhere, somebody felt so hurt that they felt that it was okay to dox people because somebody done roasted them so bad that they say, well, I'm going to get you back. And this is, I'm going to get you back. And this is where we are now. Those are my thoughts. And at the inception of the beef sector, we didn't have doxing. We didn't have all of that crazy stuff. Question is he ever tried to Philly to fight ZX? Oh Lord, I don't know. But y'all, it's a lot going on. I don't believe in, doxing. People were talking about, what's that man's name? Tommy Sotomayor. Let me tell you what Tommy Sotomayor used to do to people, especially in the beef sector. People in the beef sector will come unequipped. And Tommy Sotomayor used to get these people. And what I do believe is that I did opposition research, because you're not going to talk about Black women like dogs, but yet you are, at least at that time, a deadbeat dad. And people say, "Ooh, you doxed Tommy Sotomayor." No, I was ready, because I was ready to say, how are you going to talk about Black women and what Black women ain't doing? But yet you done had sex with a Black woman and you ain't paying child support. See, that's where I was coming from. Because everybody who I saw from the beef sector go to Tommy Sotomayor, they got stumped. They didn't have anything together. They just coming off a feeling. And another thing, I wasn't going on his channel. He was going to come on my channel. I don't care how big he was. And then it was canceled because they said I had doxed him. But no, you had 2 women that you got pregnant, Black women at that, and you were delinquent at some point on child support. So, yeah, because I was preparing to fight and go there. So, yeah. And like I said, y'all, you grow. Now, I've never put people's stuff out. But the skip the game thing, people owed a lot of back rent. It was done to me, when I put my 2 payments in the back, baby, but it didn't bother me. It is what it is, right? But that situation. And then you have Krustyfoot over there. Oh, now let me tell y'all, now she got real pissed. Now they said I had doxed her. I didn't dox her. People had doxed her a long time ago because she moved in that house. And the people were saying that she ain't changed the carpet, she ain't changed nothing. They just moved right on in. So they had doxed her a long time ago. But she lived in 2 houses before she moved in that one. And baby, when I was telling you, it was looking like color purple over there. Honey, she had all the 5 Great Lakes in that front yard. Honey, one of them houses looked like Humpty Dumpty. I'm like, girl, you cannot be talking all of this trash and living like you live at the bottoms on the heat of the night. Girl, she looked like she lived where Miss Seeley them live. It didn't make no sense to me. Yes! Yes! If I were you, I would say, speak, Lord, speak to me. Speak to me. I was so blind, baby. I thought Seeley, Suge, Mr., all of them was going to come out. Girl, it was given, stay awake at night. And you wonder why God is trying to tell you something. Maybe God is, baby, sisters. Ooh, baby, it was giving all of that. Girl, it was giving Jut Joint. Oh my God. And baby, she got real mad. Then they tried to say, I doxed her. No, girl, you don't live that no more. Thank you, Jesus, you don't. But baby, sisters, you've been on my mind. Baby, it was giving color purple down at that house. Okay. And see, that's how I would do it. See, it was a funny drag. And see, people don't like you laughing at them. And when you start laughing at them, then they really want to do damage to you. Okay. But honey, that house was giving color purple. Okay, it was giving It was given, you ain't my mammy. Okay. Y'all don't know me no more. I stood in that jail. I stood in that jail. But when I saw you, Miss Celia, that's when you helped me with Miss Celia, I knew there was a God. I knew there was, baby, it was, I was looking at our house and I was getting color purple. Oh my God. Mama Celia, I was getting all of that. Oh my God. And then when she had on that Inspect the Gadget dress and she thought she was turning it, baby, she had on nurse the piece of da 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 da, Inspect the Gadget, da 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 da, ooh, ooh. And then she had on a old nasty piece of wedge, baby. And then y'all remember she had them Shirley Temples. Honey, somebody got them Marcells and tighten them curls. Baby, she looked like on the good ship, lollipop. And she had them JJ Fad glasses on. Girl. Oh my God. Baby, it was giving 8th grade school picture. I ain't mad at her though. I ain't mad at her. Baby, somebody got them Marcells. And you know how they turn them Marcells and then they take it out like that and you have them curls. Baby, she was looking like Shirley Black Cherry Temple. Okay. Oh my God, baby, them curls was curling. Oh my. Oh, them was the days. But anyway, it is what it is. Baby, it looked like Easter. It looked like Mother's Day and Christmas all at once. Baby, all she needed was some black patent baby doll shoes. And it was the glasses for me. Honey, them Hubble telescope microscopes, baby. Look. And the houses, baby, it was the houses for me. Girl, and then they had another one. They had the nerve to have an addition in the bag. Okay, you know it was an addition because the wood was different colors. Girl, the addition, the wood was one color on one side and it was a different color on the other side. I said, Niece, you better go on, honey, with that old nasty piece of addition and square footages. Okay, and square footages. We see you. Oh, Lord, them was the days. Oh, we could just laugh. But baby, you can't do that now because the girls get real hurt in their spirit. They get real hurt in their spirit. Oh, Jesus. Anyway. So anyway, y'all, not the kitchen curves. But anyway, y'all, it's a lot going on, but it is what it is, y'all. I ain't mad at nobody. It ain't that serious to me. This is a show. I know people say some god awful stuff, and we do, and we say, but at the end of the day, I don't hate nobody. I sure don't. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, I tell you. So y'all, it's cold in San Antonio now. This wind is really blowing. Okay, girl, you better come on with that little flowy sweater she got on. So anyway, y'all. Well, look, I'm getting ready to head on to do some things. I got to get this shopping done, y'all. I got to get somebody a gift. But thank y'all for indulging me. Thank you all for coming over. Y'all could have gone to many places, but y'all came over here. I want to thank Ness for clicking on. It is what it is, y'all. I mean, it ain't no big whoop. It ain't no big whoop. I saw Kimmy in here. Hey, Kimmy. I saw y'all, and you know, it is what it is. Thank you all for blessing. Don't forget, we want to get this pot up to $2,000. We're right at $1,761, and maybe we can get 1,800 before the end of the day, and then before the thing start, the banner competition to 2,000. And for those who gave, I appreciate it. It was somebody who gave, and I appreciate you. You wanted to be anonymous, but I thank you for your sizable contribution. To anybody who gives, I respect your privacy to be anonymous. And if you want me to call your name, I'll call your name, because again, you need to be recognized. But I appreciate you all for that. Y'all don't have to do nothing. I know it's tough times out there. I know people got Christmas shopping to do, but I appreciate you all making this competition the success that it is. It's already a success. Period. It's already a success. So I thank you all. Hopefully we can get it to 2,000. I will say the binarity, I still appreciate that offering, even though I don't agree with you, but I appreciate the offering. And y'all pray for me. I will be back on later tonight, but I got to spend time with the honey because he has cooked. And so I appreciate that. Y'all enjoy your day. I want to thank all of the ushers. Thank you, ushers. Y'all, all the ushers. Thank y'all so much. And I'll see you all. So y'all be good. Yeah, I'm tired of them flagging, but it is what it is, y'all. We're going to see a lot of that, but hopefully, hopefully we'll get over that. It's always a season of things. So y'all have a good one. Peace and love. Y'all take care. Bye.